Yeah, Steve and Natasha, residents I spoke to here, they didn't know the victim, but they do know who Remy Ma is, and they're telling us that they hope her celebrity doesn't play into this case.
The police are still investigating the motive behind the shooting, though it was initially believed that a dispute may have led to the violence.
Cameras exploded outside the Queen's Courthouse as Remy Ma stepped onto the granite. Wrists cuffed, head high, a rap monarch turned defendant in one dizzying afternoon. Crowds jostled for a view, sirens whined in the distance, and online feeds lit up with proof that a once untouchable star was now escorted by officers who barely concealed their annoyance with the chaos. The charge list hissed across social media like a leaking pipe. Assault, obstruction, potential witness tampering, the threat of a 20-year bid hanging over her head even before her son's homicide trial reached full steam. Just behind the barricades, Jasmine Dior, the bereaved daughter of Darius Gillibo, held her phone aloft, live streaming raw grief into an audience hungry for outrage. She shouted accusations of arrogance and indifference, while Remy fired back a single line that instantly became a meme. "Come on, beat me up." Crowds weren't sure whether to cheer or recoil, but millions replayed the clip by sundown, and sponsors quietly reevaluated contracts before breakfast.
It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or not. If you commit a crime, you're supposed to be paid for the crime you committed.
It could be anybody, it doesn't matter, you know.
Inside that courthouse earlier, tension had already congealed around the arraignment of 23-year-old Jayson Scott. Prosecutors outlined a 7-count indictment, first and second-degree life-ending violence, reckless endangerment, 4 weapons charges, every syllable amplified by the knowledge that surveillance footage allegedly shows Jayson squeezing the trigger again after his target had fallen. Authorities hinted at a contract slaying, citing phone records that pinged Jayson and co-defendant Richard Swigert near the crime scene minutes before the shooting. The motive ledger featured whispers of a Queen's underworld, a turf dispute, and unseen mastermind. We hear investigators are following money trails that veer through shell LLCs and crypto wallets. One transfer of $87,000 flagged the very week detectives knocked on Jayson's apartment door. Rumor says the DA now wants to know whether Hush Cash left a studio account controlled by Remy Ma's business manager.
Turn around.
Like your mother's ugly?
Turn around.
Like your mother's ugly?
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Just watch.
Yeah, okay. We could test her right now. Right now. Right now, ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna see something ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't. But you wasn't. But you wasn't. Same here. You see what's up? Same here. You see what's up?
Back on the steps, Jasmine confronted Remy again, calling the rapper tough acting and urging her to fight around the corner. When police edged closer, Remy's eyes locked on Jasmine with the kind of laser focus that once scorched rivals in lyrical battles. Bystanders swear the rapper's lips curled at the phrase, "You can see your son." In the grainy clip that followed, Jasmine cried, "You would have thought I did something to you," her voice hoarse with grief and disbelief. Handcuffs appeared moments later. Some witnesses insist she was arrested. Others claim it was a brief detainment while officers restored order. In any case, the metal bracelets told a visual story more potent than any press statement.
So things got messy and still getting messy. More on the Remy, Pap, and Clarissa trio. We reported on it yesterday, but things started to escalate.
That spectacle ignited speculation about Remy's private tactics to protect her son. Court insiders cite sealed filings referencing unsettling financial irregularities. A veteran clerk murmurs about cash withdrawals in the mid-5-figure range, traced to an account used for tour expenses. One retired FBI consultant, now freelancing for a white shoe law firm, suggests the possibility of secret payouts to nudge key witnesses out of state. No hard evidence has surfaced publicly, yet the very suggestion stains jury pools and talk show chatter alike. Meanwhile, defense attorneys say any unusual banking activity simply reflects mounting legal fees. Their narrative. An anxious mother liquidating personal jewelry to fund forensic experts who can dismantle the prosecution's timeline. Papoose enters the picture wrapped in marital disillusion, complaining to friends that legal costs are draining savings earmarked for their 5-year-old daughter's future. Once hailed as hip-hop's steadfast partner, he proposed again the day Remy walked free in 2014. He now posts cryptic freestyles about betrayal and steel hearts rusting at the edges. Insiders claim his frustration isn't only financial. In backstage corridors of Chrome 23, Remy's battle rap league, whispers flourish that she's grown uncomfortably close to protege Easy, the block captain. Camera flashes captured them sneaking into a 24-hour diner at 2 a.m. after a card headlined, "By Shotgun Suge." Weeks later, at a rap battle face-off, Easy paused mid-round to ask, "Don't you love me?" And Remy's effortless yes ricocheted through the venue. What began as gossip metastasized when Papoose allegedly confronted Easy behind a stage partition, ending, depending on the storyteller, in a knockout punch or a shove exaggerated by rumor. Remy flatly denies any backstage brawl, yet fan message boards overflow with contrasting eyewitness accounts.
Y'all wanna know what really gets on my nerves, that grinds my gears, grinds them so bad, is that when y'all think I give
Claressa Shields, two-time Olympic champion, further muddies the romantic waters. Texts leaked by Remy show Shields scolding Papoose for failing to confirm he arrived home safely after their clandestine meetups. Shields snapped back on social media, "How a woman with 2 boyfriends mad at a man that has a girlfriend?" Screenshots, subtweets, and live stream digs stacked higher than court filings, painting a marriage cracked by jealousy on multiple fronts. Pap accuses Remy of repeated infidelity. Remy claims Pap plotted with Shields to have her arrested during a domestic altercation that interrupted a pool remodel. Pap denies ever calling the police. Enthusiasts prepare for another bout of online conflict, but the impending homicide trial stays the center of attention. Meanwhile, prosecutors continue building a case around phone metadata and ballistic reports. They argue Jayson and M3rder were hired muscle tasked with erasing Guillebeau, a 47-year-old figure alleged to have managed a lucrative illicit supply line from Queens to upstate counties. Detectives retrieved call logs between Jayson and a burner number tied to a known fixer the evening before the shooting. A traffic cam still allegedly shows a rental sedan registered to M3rder circling the block minutes prior to gunfire. When police seized M3rder's phone last year on an unrelated weapons charge, investigators found encrypted messages boasting, "Done deal, easy payout." Defense lawyers insist the texts reference an underground dice game, not a slaying. The jury pool will eventually decide which version rings truthful, but each new leak tightens the noose of public perception.
So now we know Remy and Papoose as black love couples. We've been knowing that for years. Pap held Remy down while she served 6 years in prison. She ain't had nothing.
Remy's previous prison stint hangs like an omen. After serving 6 of an 8-year sentence for a nightclub confrontation involving a firearm, she emerged a reformed icon preaching second chances. That redemption arc enamored talk shows, brands, and fans who dubbed her the comeback queen. Now critics wonder whether those hard-won lessons evaporated when maternal fear collided with street-level reality. Supporters countered that Remy's grit will again prevail, that her loyalty to family defines her genius, that the sensational arrest doesn't equal guilt. The divide runs down timelines, comment sections, and even studio green rooms where fellow artists debate whether to stand by her or step back quietly until verdicts land. In the background, unsolved questions about that courthouse confrontation fester. Why did Remy approach Jasmine instead of slipping out a side door? Did a terse glance ignite the clash? Was Remy baited by a phone pointed in her face, or did she intend to project fearless solidarity with her son? Body language analysts on breakfast television pick apart shoulder angles and eyebrow lifts. One segment invites a former hostage negotiator who claims Remy's forward lean sign signified suppressed rage. Another calls in a trauma psychologist who argues both women exhibited compounded grief responses. All the while, Jasmine posts a photo of her father's Navy cap beside a flickering candle, captioned, "Still waiting for real remorse."
Well, this actually happened outside of the courthouse. Remy Ma got into a courthouse altercation with the daughter of the man her son allegedly murdered.
Legal scholars keep one eye on the brewing witness tampering allegations. Should the DA obtain bank statements showing unexplained transfers, prosecutors could introduce them as evidence of consciousness of guilt, painting Remy as architect of a cover-up. Her attorneys would likely counter that philanthropic donations and tour settlement payouts easily mimic hush money patterns. Yet if a single witness admits accepting cash to dodge a subpoena, the fallout could unravel not only Remy's reputation, but also Jayson's defense strategy. Talk of plea bargain swirls. Might M3rder flip in exchange for a lighter sentence? Could Jayson consider manslaughter to dodge life without parole? Remy reportedly rejects any deal requiring her son to admit intent, clinging to a narrative of mistaken identity. While legal gears grind, Chrome 23 battles soldier on. Ticket sales spike whenever Remy is rumored to appear. Fans hope to catch unscripted drama, critics label it crisis monetizing. Sponsors tread lightly. One sportswear brand froze a mid-6-figure contract after the courthouse scuffle, citing optics concerns, yet quietly supplied gear for the next card after ratings surged. The entertainment machine rewards spectacle, even as it condemns it.
So things got messy and still getting messy. More on the Remy, Pap, and Claressa trio. We reported on it yesterday, but things started to escalate. Accusations being thrown from both sides, and
rumors of a secret Delaware corporation funneling appearance fees to pay forensic consultants gained traction when an enterprising blogger matched filing dates with court order discovery timelines. A deeper dive linked the corporation to a P.O. box managed by an accountant known for off-label bookkeeping. No authority has confirmed wrongdoing, but the intrigue alone propels endless think pieces. If those funds trace back to Remy, prosecutors could frame them as a covert war chest used to doctor testimonies. If they lead elsewhere, the DA's theory of witness tampering might crumble. For now, the mystery fuels speculation more than any paid advertisement could. Jasmine's resolve only intensifies. She attends every hearing, often wearing her late father's ring on a chain, standing inches behind Remy in security lines, yet galaxies apart in emotional space. She appeals to the public for empathy, reminding followers that while Remy may see her son again regardless of verdict, through plexiglass or free air, she can never share a Sunday dinner with her father. The pathos of that contrast resonates, turning neutral observers into vocal advocates for a maximum sentence. Defense propagandists counter with footage of Remy hugging Jayson as officers lead him from the courtroom, underscoring a mother's undying bond.
She didn't say anything about it, but she hopped online to just apologize because it's her event. People pay money to see these rap battles and stuff like that. It's a real thing. The whole rap battle thing is like a real thing. So
the clash between public grief and public loyalty spills into collaborations. Fat Joe, mentor and friend, tweets cryptic wisdom about staying silent until facts emerge. French Montana postpones a planned single featuring Remy, but insists the delay is purely strategic. Up-and-coming artists scent opportunity, sliding into Remy's DMs with cut-rate feature fees, hoping a headline hookup might catapult them. Everything becomes transactional when controversy swirls. Then a sealed motion leaks. Prosecutors request permission to introduce prior bad act evidence. Remy's 2007 nightclub incident, arguing it establishes a pattern of weapon-related aggression. Defense calls it character assassination. The judge schedules a hearing and networks clear airtime. If granted, jurors will wrestle with the idea that lightning can strike the same family twice, that lessons unlearned can echo through generations. If denied, defense escapes a prejudicial narrative, but still confronts the lethal facts of June 7, 2021.
A mutual friend by the name of DJ K. Slay, he actually introduced us to each other. She actually reached out to him and told him she was infatuated with me, and he made the connection.
As hearings crawl forward, the bankruptcy rumor mill turns. Pap apparently halted mortgage payments on one investment property, sparking theories he's bracing for asset freezes tied to legal judgments. Remy reportedly liquidated a vintage cheetah print stage wardrobe at an auction house for $72,000, funds earmarked, according to her circle, for expert testimony and family stability. Papuso's campfires back that he footed that wardrobe bill years ago and never saw a dime of the sale. Private matters morph into public scorecards. All the while, biography crews circle like vultures. Streaming platforms fantasize about a docuseries chronicling hip-hop's fraught royal couple, pitched as a blend of true crime suspense and reality show confessional. Agents approach Jasmine with offers to anchor a victim impact documentary. She refuses for now, claiming she wants justice, not fame. But settlements change minds, and grief often needs a megaphone to feel heard. Producers hover patiently.
Papoose and Remy Ma, they reportedly, he held her down for 6 years while she was locked up. She's reportedly messing with a younger battle rap.
Friends choose sides. Battle rap insiders note that Eazy's performance fees doubled after rumors of romantic entanglement caught fire. Papoose quietly canceled 3 joint appearances. Loyalists to either camp flood comment threads with threats, but none of them can influence the lab techs combing over gunshot residue tests, or the paralegals cross-referencing cell phone towers. The cold machinery of criminal procedure grinds on, indifferent to hashtags, yet public narrative still flavors plea negotiation. Trial strategy slowly comes into view. Prosecutors will frame Jayson as a gun for hire, link him to a phone ping at Rockaway Boulevard, parade ballistic experts who match shell casings to Swigert's illegally purchased firearm. They'll underscore Jasmine's anguish, replay surveillance clips, and perhaps dangle an informant poised to testify about payment plans. The defense will challenge chain of custody, highlight inconsistent witness vantage points, and push an alibi anchored by ambiguous timestamp data. They may introduce social media obsession as contaminating evidence collection. If Remy Ma's banking patterns surface, they'll argue philanthropy misinterpreted as bribery.
I don't give a I be bored, responding, needing something to do. I done worked out.
Beneath it all pulses a deeper question. Did Remy, artist, entrepreneur, force of nature, risk everything to shield her son, or is she caught in a storm brewed by his independent missteps and opportunistic enemies? Supporters recall her drive for second chances, her charity work, her once celebrated romance that championed loyalty through incarceration. Skeptics cite her history with firearms, the defiant courthouse banter, the seemingly callous Instagram outfit flaunts on the day Jasmine wept. Upcoming hearings promise fireworks. A sealed forensic audit of Remy's corporate entities could unmask whether those flag transfers truly aimed to silence witnesses. The co-defendants' rumored plea talks may crystallize into sworn testimony that either implicates Jayson or muddies the DA's timeline. Pap's divorce threats hang in limbo, primed to detonate under cross-examination if prosecutors decide marital conflict supports their narrative of desperate obstruction. And if Claressa Shields or Easy the Block Captain are subpoenaed, the courtroom could host a soap opera cameo unlike anything the Queens County calendar has seen.
But listen to me. I know it's early, but it's an emergency. It's an emergency.
News crawls across screens faster than bailiffs can usher Remy from the building. Every fresh clip redefines public memory. One moment she's the stoic mother, tightening a scarf around her braids. The next, she's an enraged icon taunting a bereaved daughter. Each frame fuels new analyses, but none answer the core riddle of what truly unfolded on that asphalt in 2021, or on those courthouse steps last month. Facts remain queued behind redacted motions. Rumors sprint ahead, unchecked. And so we reach the edge of the present with tension crackling like a live wire. A rap legend staring down a possible 2-decade sentence of her own. A son fighting for life outside bars. A widow's daughter waging war for justice. And a marriage hemorrhaging secrets in real time. The coming trial could crown Remy Ma the triumphant matriarch who outwitted a flawed system, or cement her as a cautionary tale of loyalty turned lethal and love turned liability. Do we brace for redemption or ruin? That verdict rests with 12 strangers and whatever truths crawl from sealed files into open court.
Look at Remy Ma, y'all. Papu. Yeah, I'm looking at Remy Ma and Papu, man. What's going on?
A queen in cuffs, a family feud spiraling, a hired hit conspiracy twisting through back alley finances. This story has only just cleared its throat. Will the next chapter reveal clandestine payments that sink Remy's defense, or will a surprise witness shatter the DA's case and set mother and son free? Let the comment section decide where you think the blade will fall. And until the gavel drops for good, hold your breath and hug your own tight. Good night, thrill seekers.